What is up, guys? Rice Vlogs back with another video. Thanks for clicking on the link and checking things out. Today I got another part to throw on this here Corolla hatchback, and I'm super excited because in the last video, if you guys seen, I installed that short shifter from Cosmo Racing. Well, now I got something to kind of complement that, make this shifting a little bit more notchy, and that's some solid bushings for the shifter linkages that made up to the transmission. So those bushings are from 2J Racing, and they're about $100 for the set. So there's two shifter linkages that go to the transmission, and right now the bushings are rubber with a little bit of metal that help like hold it together, and so they're a little bit more squishy, kind of softer feeling. But these new solid bushings are going to make everything metal on metal. Everything's going to be real notchy, no play at all. It's just going to be put it in gear and it's going to be in gear. So this is really going to help make the car feel a little more sport-like, a little more faster shifting, because it's going to be a lot more notchier, and when you put it in gear, you're going to know you're in gear, and it's not going to be, you know, kind of like pushing through rocks. It's going to be more like just pushing it into a spot it should be in. So anyway, guys, super excited to do this. We're going to get straight into it. Should be a quick install. I already kind of looked at it. You can kind of get your hand in underneath the batteries to get to the shifter linkages. It's just a matter of getting the old ones out, getting the new ones in, and we're going to be set. So I'm going to show you guys where it's like, or what it's like under the engine bay here, and show you where everything is, and we're going to get it. So let's go. One thing quickly I want to point out, guys, as you can see here, I now am bannered because I have joined Invictus, a car group in my local area. One thing I want to say, guys, if you aren't in a car group yet, I'm sure wherever you live there's probably some out there. So if you kind of roll by yourself a lot, tend to kind of hop in and out with people that you meet on the streets, definitely try checking out joining a car group, because I already have no regrets joining this car group. There is a great group of guys here behind this name that I am already getting to know everybody so soon, so quick, and getting along with them great. And it's all just for fun, man. It's just going out to meets, cruising together, you know, having each other's backs for things, helping each other out with different, you know, aspects of the car community, and just working on cars, things like that. So we got a little bit of everything in our group, and it's really fun. We got Hondas, we got Kias, we got BRZs, FRSs, we got all that kind of stuff. So really, it's super fun, and I will definitely be getting some content because of these boys. We'll be going to meets, you know, hanging out, just doing things like that, cookouts, all that fun stuff. So definitely something else for you guys to look forward to. We're just going to be having some overall fun on this channel, and you guys will be coming along for the joyride. So definitely excited about this next step and everything. But without all that, let's just go into what we're doing today on this here Corolla. As you can see, we now have the hood popped, and I'm going to show you guys where these shifter linkages are. So you want to go to the driver's side where your air intake would be. If the stock air intake was here, there'd be a big box, some piping in here, and you wouldn't be able to get in here so easy. So having a aftermarket intake makes it a lot easier, where you don't have to take anything apart. You can go in here. If you did need to take apart the air intake, you guys can check out one of my first videos on this channel, and I can put the link in the description for that as well. So you guys can see that removing this stock air intake that was here at one point isn't so hard. You guys can do that at home, and then you'll be able to get to the shifter linkages that are then underneath that I'm showing you guys now. So right there you can see both of them pictured. There's that one that's a little bit closer there, and that one back there that's a little bit farther back. There's two pins, one for each one, that hold it to the top of the actual post that they're on, and then from there you just pop them off, and you'll take out those bushings and swap in the new ones, which I'll show you guys the new ones now. Okay, guys, so here are the new shifter linkage bushings. As you can see, like I said, right there branded on them, or etched on them, you can see 2J Racing right there printed on them. So like I said, guys, 2J Racing has these on their website for $100 roughly, but it's just the lower portion and upper portion of the bushings. One of the two, they might be flip-flopped, I'm not sure yet, but these will just press together inside of those linkage housings, and then you'll drop these onto that pin and throw the pin in, and everything will be done. So just a matter of getting the old ones out. These will go in real easy, and we'll be cruising. Alright, guys, so I got the camera down here. As you can see, here is this first linkage bushing. It's going to be kind of hard for me to get in here with the camera in here. So It's kind of hard to see because I can't really get much of an angle on these either, but these pins that are on top here are very easy to undo. You just have to push the top portion over and then it slides back, which I can show you guys up close when I actually get this pin out, what it looks like. Oh shit. Where did that go now? Because I'm trying to record and I only got one hand in there. I just flung it somewhere, so now I have to find that, which that's going to be a needle in a haystack. This is the raw footage here, guys. It's not all fun and games. Oh, I see it way back there. Oh my gosh. There's no way I'm going to get that. If I had a magnet on a stick, which I don't, I'd be able to get it. But it's way tucked back in there behind the transmission now. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Anyway, let me try to get this other one quick while I got you guys here. Let's see if I can set this up good for you guys. Alright, so again, you can see here that this pin is held on by a piece that's kind of angled. So, alright, so here is one of the bushings. I was able to actually get it out pretty easy. And then this here is the clip that would have been held on top through that pin or that post that goes up. Then this clip goes on there, and then this was the bushing that was there. So as you can see, these clips are pretty self-explanatory. You can use a screwdriver or your thumbnail or whatever, and you just pry it off to the side where this piece is going straight through that post that it was on, and then you literally just slide it back. It'll pop out of place, and then these you just have to grab and push from the bottom and they'll pop right out. Super easy to get out. So here's this bushing. I got a needle nose on there. I'm just gonna pull it, and it literally just pulls right out, just like that. Super easy to get out. So as you can see, there's that metal piece on top, and it's pressed into this rubber rest of it. That's rubber. So just like that, super easy to pop in and out. And now it's just a matter of the new ones being set in there. And like I said, guys, one's bigger than the other, so you'll just want to note that when installing the new ones. Alrighty, so as you can see, this here is the new set of bushings and the old bushing. So you have the rubber, which, like I said, this is great for a daily driver, you know, if you want some comfortability when you're shifting, you know, real smooth shifting and operation. That's the whole point of these. But these guys are to give you that really good solid response, and just everything's going to be a lot more notchier, and this is what we're going for in this build. So of course we have, like I said, a bigger set here, smaller set here. Those will go in, no issues. We'll just drop those bad boys right into the linkages. There's that bigger set, so all you really have to do, one will go on the bottom, one will go on the top, and I'll slide it over and drop it on this post. And then same with this one back over here, same thing. One will go on the bottom, one will go on top, drop it on that post, and then at that point it's just a matter of sliding these pins back in. Nice thing with these, you don't have to move anything out of the way. You literally just push it onto the post, and this second piece that's here will just slide over and click onto place. Done. So this is literally, with everything being open like it is, it's literally like a 5-minute install. If you're needing to remove all the airbox and stuff like that, it could take a little bit more time than you're maybe thinking, like 30 to 40-minute install. Still super easy, super quick, and it's definitely a huge difference. Definitely worth the $100 spent on these bushings. Now I'll get them installed and I'll give my 2 cents once I actually get a feel for the shifter, but I'm already guessing that this is totally going to be worth it. So be right back, guys. And as you guys can see, we got them plopped in there. Super easy. Like I said, this is probably one of the easiest installs you could ever do, besides the fact that I don't have the stock airbox in here. So that's one thing that I can't stress enough. If you don't have anything other than the stock airbox here, then it's going to be a little harder to do. But without it, it is a huge opening here that it makes it really easy to get at those. And I already hopped in the car quick to get that feel for it off camera, but definitely want to say, guys, this is a world of a difference. I mean, just, you can hear the difference here. Everything just goes right into gear where it needs to, and it's solid. There's no play after the fact. It's super solid. So when I put it in that gear, I can just feel it. Boom, it stops. Boom, boom, boom. It's super notchy now. Loving that. That is awesome. That's a huge upgrade. One other thing that I can note, guys, so when I redid this short shifter install, there was solid bushings for the whole shifter assembly that you would have seen that I installed. They were silver. They only went on the bottom portion of each hole. This 2J Racing kit does actually come with bushings for that as well. I'll show you guys that right now. Okay, so right here, guys, like I was saying, these are for the actual shifter assembly. Because I already installed those ones that came with the Cosmo short shifter set, I'm just going to put these off to the side and save them in case I ever want to install them. I'm not sure if these would be any more of a benefit than the Cosmo Racing ones, considering the only difference here is you would have this on top and bottom, and the short shifter bushings that I have now only go on the bottom. The only plus I could see, if you wanted your shifter to sit a little lower in the car, not really that much of a difference, but these do seem a little bit shorter than the ones that came with the Cosmo Racing set. But anyway, guys, so when you buy this kit, you get these plus those other two bushings for the shifter linkages as the set. So you're not just buying those 4 little anodized bushings for $100, you're also getting these. So this is great if you don't have a short shifter kit already. But of course, even in my instance, having those 2 little bushings were definitely worth it. This just comes along with it, and if I ever want to try them out, I'll swap them out with the ones that are currently there, but as of right now, not really worth it in my opinion. So just to note that on you guys. Alright guys, so that does conclude today's video. Thanks again for checking this video out. It was definitely a short one. Really, there's not too much that has to go along with changing out those shifter linkage bushings. As you guys can see, it's really just 2 little things. You just pop them out, put in the new ones, as I've said a ton of times in this past clips of these videos. But I hope that you guys can see, you know, really thoroughly how easy it is. If you guys have any questions, feel free to definitely ask me in the comment section, because I definitely go through, I make sure to like everyone's comment and reply back to them, because that's the biggest thing about this platform. It's to help each other out. We're all a huge community, and it's really growing. This Corolla hatch community in general is just booming, and I'm super stoked for it. There's tons of things now at this point that we can do to these cars, a little bit of variations between each one, which is perfect, so everybody can kind of express themselves just how the car community should be. You know, show that everyone's car kind of reflects how that person is, who that person is. So that's my favorite thing about cars. You know, not only is it the cars, but obviously it's the people behind them. We all know this at this point, but I'm super stoked. There's so much more things to come. I got a lot of things still planned. I am kind of getting to that point though, where it's getting a little more of the smaller detailing things and stuff like that, but there's still some pretty big things that I can do. There's a few things that are also pretty major things that I haven't planned, but it's just, you know, it's kind of the fact of money and things like that, where I'm trying to kind of get to that point where, you know, I'm either going to pull the trigger and do them or I'm not, but I can still always go over them with you guys and kind of explain more in depth, you know, different kinds of things that people can do to these cars. I'm really trying to figure out if there's ways to make more power out of these things, because one unfortunate thing is these things make such high compression numbers that, you know, from what I've heard, what I've read, everybody says you can't boost them, you can't supercharge them, things like that. So I'm just really trying to figure out what else there is to do, because with such limitations like that, without tearing into the engine, there's only 6,000 miles on this car yet, so it's, you know, it's one of those things where, do I want to tear into a brand new engine? Not really. So I want to enjoy it, you know, NA for a while, kind of get, you know, as far as I can with it, get the most out of it, so those people at home, like you guys watching, can do, you know, exactly what I'm doing or things similar, so you can get the most out of your Corolla hatchbacks, because this platform is the people's platform. The GR Corolla, that's going to be for all the elites, you know, people who somehow were able to get their hands on them, or were willing to spend 10, 20, 30 grand over MSRP, things like that. So this Corolla hatch is definitely for the people. Like anybody that just wants a tuner car, wants a cool looking car, and wants to do their own thing to it, this is definitely the platform. So I really hope that you guys, you know, are really looking into what there is to do as well. Let me know down in the comments what else you guys might know. Maybe you can help me out. I've been looking into, you know, if there's any companies that are going to be making any kind of intake manifolds, anything for the cams, things like that. And then maybe if we can figure out a way to either get like a actual, not just a flash tune, but an actual tune or ECU standalone, something along those lines, so we can actually take these things to dynos and do some custom tuning with these things to get the most out of them. I know there's some companies out there that are allowing like an E85 tune, but there's a lot of risk to that too, because these cars weren't really manufactured and built to hold or use E85, so it's kind of risky. My Civic that I boosted in the past, I actually did E85 in it. Those cars weren't really made for that either. I did put like E85 injectors and E85 pump into it, but all the lines, everything else was all stock. So there's still some factor there that was a little risky, but as far as these cars, I know it's mostly the fuel pumps and the injectors that it gets kind of iffy. There's some companies out there that are going to come out with an E85 supporting, you know, injectors and fuel pumps and stuff like that, then that's definitely going to help us as well. But anyways, guys, I'm going to quit yapping in this video. It was definitely a short one, so I really hope you guys liked it. Let me know, like I said, what you guys thought. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet, because it's definitely helping me out so we can grow this channel even more. I have a ton of things planned for you guys. I promise you it's going to be worth following this channel and seeing what I have up my sleeve. Anyways, guys, thanks yet again, and have a good rest of your day. Peace.